gate and went out into the big green meadow. On the tree sat a little bird, Peter's friend. All is quiet, chirped the bird gaily.
All is quiet.
Well, pretty soon a duck came waddling around and she was glad that Peter had not closed the gate. She decided to take a nice swim in the deep pond in the meadow. Now seeing the duck, the little bird flew down upon the grass, settled next to the duck, and shrugged her shoulders. What kind of bird are you if you can't fly?
What kind of bird are you if you can't fly?
To this, the duck replied, what kind of bird are you if you can't swim?
What kind of bird are you if you can't swim?
And dived into the pond. Well, that bird and duck argued and argued, the little duck swimming in the pond and the bird hopping along the shore. Arguing. Well, suddenly something caught Peter's attention. Now you guys keep arguing. You noticed a cat. You noticed a cat crawling slowly through the grass. Now you get down and crawl slowly. Bird is busy arguing. Madeline, can you say, that bird is busy arguing? I think I'll grab her. Look out, shouted Peter.
Look out, shouted Peter.
And the bird immediately flew up into the tree while the duck quacked angrily at the cat from the middle of the pond. The cat crawled around the tree. Madeline, go crawl around the tree. And the cat thought, is it worth climbing so high? Can you say that, Madeline? Is it worth climbing so high?
Is it worth climbing so high?
By the time I get there, the bird will have flown away. By the time I get there, flown away. There you go. You keep looking up at the bird. Well, grandfather came out and he was angry because Peter had gone into the meadow. It's a dangerous place, he said to Peter.
It's a dangerous place.
Well, where's Peter? Go say it to Peter. There you go.
It's a dangerous place.
Hobble out there. It's a dangerous place.
It's a dangerous place.
If a wolf should come out of the forest, what would you do?
What would you do?
Now you keep pretending like you're talking to him and you're angry. Well, Peter paid no attention to grandfather's words because boys such as Peter are not afraid of wolves. But grandfather, well, he took Peter by the hand and led him home and locked that gate. No sooner had grandfather and Peter gone than a big gray wolf came out of the forest. Well, in a twinkling, that bird was up the tree. Sorry. And the cat climbed the tree. Where is the cat? Can you show her where the bench, the piano bench is right there? And point to that, Gabriella, and show the cat where she goes, behind that wall. Go around, there you go. You're gonna climb up on that bench, cat. Well, the duck just kept quacking, and in her excitement, she jumped out of the pond. And no matter how hard that duck tried to run, well, she could not escape the wolf. He was getting nearer and nearer. Go over by the pond, go over by the pond. And then he got her and in one gulp swallowed her whole. Wolf, eat her up. Make it look like you ate her. Well, now this is how things stood. The cat was sitting on one branch. Well, not too close to the bird. The bird was on another, but she wasn't too close to the cat. And the wolf, well, he was walking around and around that tree, looking up with greedy eyes. Peter, well, he was without the slightest fear. He was standing behind the closed gate, looking out at all that was going on. He ran home and took a strong rope and climbed up on the stone wall. One of the branches of the tree around which the wolf was walking stretched out over the wall. So Peter grabbed hold of the branch and climbed into the tree. Peter said to the little bird, "Fly down and circle around the wolf's head.
Fly down and circle around the wolf's head.
Only take care he doesn't catch you."
Take care if he doesn't catch you.
Well, the bird almost touched that wolf's head with his wings, and the wolf snapped angrily at him from this side and that. Oh, how that little bird. Now use that little part of remember that little part. Gabriella, hold that little part and tickling with it. There you go. There you go. How that bird did worry the wolf and how you wanted to catch the bird, but the bird was more clever and the wolf simply couldn't do anything about it.
Run around, Gabriella.
Meanwhile, Peter made a lasso and carefully letting it down, caught the wolf around the waist and pulled with all his might. You should have a circle on it. Go over his head. Go over the head. There you go. Wolf She's got to catch you. What happened to the lasso? Did the lasso come out of it?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me take it real quick.
Cut.
That's okay.
And cut.
Okay. All right. Pull. Peter pulled with all his might. And feeling himself caught, the wolf began to jump wildly, trying to get loose. But no matter how hard he tried, the wolf's jumping only made the rope tighter and tighter. Just then some hunters came out of the forest, shooting into the air as they followed the wolf's trail. But Peter, sitting in the tree, said, "Don't shoot!
Don't shoot.
Bertie and I have already caught the wolf.
Bertie and I already caught the wolf.
Now help us take him to the zoo."
Now help us take him to the zoo. Go walk. Walk.
Well, imagine that triumphant procession. Peter at the head. After him, the hunters leading the wolf, and above them flew the little bird, chirping boastfully about her catch. And if one listened very carefully, you could even hear the duck quacking inside the wolf. Because in his haste, the wolf had swallowed her whole. And that is the story of Peter and the wolf. All right, now let's come up for some of our bows. Let's see, we'll start with hunters. Come up and take a bow, hunters. Come over here, take a bow. There you go, so she can go here. And audience, you're clapping and clapping and clapping. And flowers, come up and take your bow. Bravo, bow, there you go. And the duck, come and take your bow. And the cat, bow, take your bow, cat. There you go. And the birdie. And, oh, audience, you're forgetting to clap. And grandmother. And the wolf. He's back there. The wolf is back there. Bowing, all right. And Peter.